Lessons from the Tao Te Ching that we can apply today, Episode 2, from the book The Art of War and Other Classics of Eastern Philosophy, including The Art of War, the Tao Te Ching, and 4 additional books. You can find this copy there in my TikTok shop. I highly encourage you to look at it. I want to read a passage specifically from The Exhibition of Quality. The skillful masters of the Tao in old times, with a subtle and exquisite penetration, comprehended its mysteries, and were deep also, so as to elude men's knowledge, as they were thus beyond men's knowledge. Heavily present in American culture, not as much of the world. While I wouldn't say it doesn't exist in other countries, it just doesn't exist in all countries, and that is this idea of good, better, and best. As it relates to martial arts, there are many people that believe that their discipline is the best. And that is very common until you start to cross-train different things and you have a wider view. Many people believe that FMA is the best. Filipino martial arts using weapons, Eskrima, Kali, Arnis. There are many ways in those systems to stop a threat. But there are many ways to stop a threat in every system. And trying to compare an empty-handed discipline to a weaponized system would be the epitome of apples versus oranges. They're just not the same thing. But the reality is, as far as what would actually be best, well, there would be stages to this. See, what would be best for you easily could be different than what's best for me. It'd be situationally dependent. What's going to happen to you and where you're defending yourself would be different than what would be happening to me. All violence has similarities, but they also all have differences, largely intent, but also in terrain, time of day, the geography of where you actually are, whether at home, a storefront, in a vehicle. There are so many little factors that what would aid to what's best isn't found in one discipline. It can be found in many, but the overall of what would be best as far as martial arts goes would be all of the disciplines that teach de-escalation, strategic exits, getting away and escaping without ever having to go there, because inherently what would be best is that you don't hurt anybody and nobody hurts you, that you get to safety. There is no criminal or civil liability for you or the other individual, and there is no negative outcome, because that's all that encompasses violence, one form or another of negativity. The idea of superiority is often one that is pushed by so many different people, and especially throughout many cultures today. You may prefer a Bugatti. I very much so like the Ford Mustang, and I don't want a Bugatti. You would still regard it as the best, but I don't. So many things come down to preferences, and it is not just with the wisdom of the Tao Te Ching, but also Mr. Stephen Covey, in beginning with the end in mind. The best outcome has many variables, and dependent on the situation and unique to you. That will largely be the case no matter what. Now, there are many people who may agree on what they believe is best, but those are based off of their vantage points and perception. There is always going to be people that disagree, no matter what. However, no matter whether it's getting away safely without ever having to hurt someone, or driving the nicest car that you could think of, these ideas largely lead to bravado. They largely lead to ego, and they are silly. Every experience you've ever had, everything you've ever done has led you to the moment where you are now. So, for many of us, I could say that anytime a car broke down, that was the best circumstance in that moment. Anytime you had a breakup, that was the best circumstance in that moment. If you are now with someone special to you that you don't want to be without, you couldn't have been with that individual had you not had that breakup. And so you can call it however you want to, but what's best is largely shielded, perceptual, and unique to us all. I'm Instructor Thompson, my self-defense studio. If you're looking for a self-defense tool that you can use right now, the Soul Defender is the only self-defense tool that I absolutely do encourage people to look into and get. This company's technology in both devices that they sell sends out emergency alerts to 24/7 dispatch and contact the police for you, as well as your own emergency contacts. Meaning you can let your loved ones know that you need help right now, the push of a button, or if you end up having to engage with this spray. You can find and use this code here and get yours today. I'm Instructor Thompson, my self-defense studio.